The second area that is focused upon is teacher training. If we want environmental education to be successful, we will not have to only deal with classroom management and teaching techniques and questioning and those kinds of things in teacher training. We will actually have to focus on how the various aspects of environmental education can be built into the teacher training program. In other words, how is the teacher going to teach? What kind of activities will the teacher need to do? How will the teacher assess whether students understand the different concepts and issues and problems related to the environment and environmental education? So, sustainable development becomes part of it, climate change becomes part of it, and of course, lots of other issues, the greenhouse effects, pollution, contamination, rise in temperatures, drought, deforestation. All these things cannot be taught in the same way with the same materials. And when you teach topics that are across disciplines and across grade levels, how you teach a topic or concept to grade 2 will certainly be very different from how you do it in grade 6 or 9 or 10 for that matter. These modules and programs share some basic goals: increasing teachers' understanding of the environment, climate, and sustainability issues. If the teacher eventually understands what these issues are, then he or she will be able to translate and transfer these issues to the students and help them learn and then help them solve these issues. In other words, if the teacher understands the concepts and can transfer it to students, students will then need to be involved in finding solutions for those issues, helping them develop necessary skills and providing them with pedagogical support. In other words, what kind of questions to ask, what kind of feedback to provide, all that is part of pedagogical support that the teacher will need to provide to the students in order for them to learn about the environment. Truly innovative teacher training approaches for environment-friendly schools must prioritize two concepts. In these environment-friendly schools, two concepts are stressed upon. The first is coordinated training of teachers to design methodologies rooted in children's rights. In other words, the teachers come together, they sit together, they discuss, debate, argue, and then come up with the methodologies that are primarily associated with children's rights. Children have rights too, and when we work with children's rights in mind, I think children learn better. So that's one. The second one is intensive and organized participation of the community. The environment is not limited to the classroom or the school building and grounds. The community is involved. The environment affects all, not just within the school premises, but even beyond the school boundary and school walls. And therefore, trying to get the community in and involved and work with the school would go a long way and would support the teachers in their receiving the training for environmental education and trying to transfer it to these young minds. These programs should also increase teachers' understanding of the social aspects of climate change, including the roles of gender, social status, and other social differences. Differences exist in society, and when the community is involved, the teacher also gets a better understanding of the social status of these issues, because these issues cannot be addressed solely within the school premises. They need to be addressed outside, because the solutions found are not only the solutions within the school premises, but the solutions can also be applied outside in the real world, in the real society. Attempts to incorporate environmental education into teacher training may face resistance. Why? Because already teacher training programs are heavily loaded. If you add another component without getting rid of some other component, it simply builds vertically. It does not spread horizontally. So policymakers may worry that environmental education will distract teachers, already burdened with heavy schedules from their principal duties. The teachers expected to teach language and math and history and science and all that, and now we say you also have to teach this. And if you have to teach it incorporated within all the subject areas, it affects all teachers. And therefore, all teachers will need to be involved, and therefore many might show resistance. However, once teachers are given enough responsibility, they quickly appreciate the social relevance of this training and are encouraged by increased parent and student support, which simply means that when you involve individuals from outside the school, the community, teachers begin to see this as a social responsibility. After all, our children in classrooms today have had no role to play in creating these environmental issues, but they are the ones who will need to solve them properly, well, diligently, in order for their future lives to be much better, safer. And so, getting the society involved with the school is a key issue.